Abusia eha Olam Agri omo company ewo unhasin na Ghana company His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na ni moto toatoa so na ene de wa nhome kra o free CBI ho na just straight wodi na ni akire mu ewo Olam hasin na eha nso no eye ade kese esombo ema o my Ghana ene sen pasta na aya na dodo na de friend ba Ghana ha de ka macaroni Talia Ghana ha ekame yesisi no yesi Africa ha nyina no ye na yetoso mienu a ye di pa na ne edi kan kra Togo eno kra no Ghana mampani so nte ase because ebia na omo to ne bebre a no de afa border ba Ghana nti Ghana fo ne din dodo no eya de aye twetwe ho a na Olam Agri pasta plant kakraka pa Africa ha nyina no de abetim o my Ghana emu ha sisi no womo beye macaroni anase talia yedi ewo my Ghana mu nyina chese obechiri omochirem se about 40% ena won betimi aye e de afidi a enu nti no ebe kate macaroni a yedi free amanone eba anase talia yedi fi amanone ba anase pasta yedi fi amanone ba na plant na omatintim no ena wo ba na wabetwa homam na fe dwumadie no ahyase a produce na chese Ghana for etimi ato enti wo hwe a won na asifo mu free ne shem ne ha Ghana News TV esunu ani go ahwe no bedin ene nana sefa ahwe bobo meso se ne ndidi kan aba ahwe me na wa subscribe no wa share video dia mamna busua ede mo ko ho ne akohwe ne course wo ho nyina at meso se so wa mano ne na also send this cabo my Ghana mu a download the lemfi si a na Easter bay minim se kwafo mo be send this case anso na won aka nyina be send this case download lemfi ne bo news shem na achede sonko a wo mo che wabra wa send €50 $50 and £50 edia aba o my Ghana mu no wo mo ema obi bonus shemu a na watimi enjoy sa dodo de abusua yenko ene enhwe hintie ne course wa ha nyina
Give a round of applause to the man who has commissioned 2 projects today, Excellency John Dramani Mahama. We all know that he's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Industry has asked me to confer on him commander-in-chief of industry. Give it up again. Bernard missed a few in the past 3 weeks. He missed the glass factory, the tiles factory, just to mention a few. He has commissioned a lot in the space of just 3 weeks. On that note, Your Excellency, President John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, colleague ministers, deputy ministers, members of parliament, senior government officials, the executive chairman, board of directors, and leadership of Olam Agri Ghana, Name, captains of industry, distinguished farmers, valued workers, and esteemed guests, members of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is with great honor and profound pleasure that I welcome His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, to Temas Industrial Corridor, a vibrant and historic hub of Ghana's manufacturing transformation. Your Excellency, your presence here today sends a powerful signal to investors, entrepreneurs, and the broader business community that your government is absolutely serious about industrialization, value addition, and making Ghana a competitive manufacturing destination. And what better place to demonstrate that commitment than right here, where Olam Agri Ghana has constructed a world-class pasta manufacturing facility that will produce quality products for our people, create decent jobs for our youth, strengthen our food security, and fundamentally reduce our dependency on imported processed foods. Last year, as part of my working visit, I inspected the construction of this facility, and I am very excited, as Bernard said, that today we have gathered to witness the official commissioning of this pasta factory. So for those of us who didn't listen to me in the morning, during the maiden presidential dialogue with the private sector just last Monday, the president had a conviction and said that Ghana's economic transformation is a joint enterprise, one that government alone cannot achieve, and one the private sector cannot deliver without a government that listens, reforms, and creates an enabling environment for businesses to thrive. Your Excellency have challenged us to make Ghana West Africa's production hub, to move from stabilization to genuine structural reforms, and to leverage our strategic hosting of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat. Today's commissioning is a proof that the economic reset agenda is not merely rhetoric, it is delivering tangible results. The state-of-the-art 14 million facility by Olam Agri Ghana is the first pasta manufacturing plant in the country. Your Excellency, Ghana imported approximately $140 million worth of pasta from 2021 to 2024, making us the second largest importer on the continent behind Togo. This facility will change that picture significantly. With an annual production capacity of 60,000 metric tons, it is projected to meet a substantial share of domestic demand, drastically reduce our pasta import bill, and position Ghana as the net exporter of pasta within the sub-region. Every metric ton of pasta produced in Tema is a direct import substitution, a preserved dollar in our foreign reserves, and a new employment opportunity. The remarkable journey from trader to processor, from raw material exporter to finished goods manufacturer is precisely the story we want every investor of Ghana to tell. The government under President Mahama's visionary leadership is determined to make that transformation story possible for many more companies across multiple sectors, from cocoa to chocolate, from cashew to processed juice, from cassava to ethanol, from shea butter to cosmetics. Your Excellency, as we celebrate this industrial achievement, I must emphasize a critical expectation that government places on all manufacturers, including Olam Agri, the obligation to ensure affordable pricing for Ghanaian consumers. Local production must translate into accessible prices for ordinary families, not merely corporate profits. The local manufacturing by Olam Agri will eliminate shipping costs, multiple layers of intermediaries, and foreign exchange premiums. These savings must be passed on to consumers. You saw that I am now checking your cost of production and eliminating some of the cost lines. We want every Ghanaian to feel the Mahama Abai Papa. Let us all enjoy the stable macroeconomic stability that we have. Let your prices reflect what we are enjoying right now. It should not translate into profit for only Olam. It must translate into affordable prices for Ghanaian society. Your Excellency, let me encourage the dedicated workers to put in their utmost effort to ensure sustainability of the factory. The success of this factory will be your success. The jobs it creates will support families. The market it provides will improve your income. On this note, I congratulate Olam Agri Ghana on this outstanding milestone and transformative achievement. I urge you to fully embrace the opportunities presented by the 24-hour economy program. I thank you and may God bless our efforts.
Thank you very much.
Minister of Industry, Trade and Agribusiness. She drags you wherever she has to go. So now I keep a helmet in my car because I don't know when she'll call me. And so I always have my construction helmet always ready. In January, we visited the Special Economic Zone and we visited a textile plant that is employing more than 1,000 workers, 95% of whom are women. And then in the same January, we were in Bechim to commission cut sod for a new poultry processing plant, so that all the nkukon kitikiti that are being produced will be processed there for the table. But that was not all. 2 weeks ago, we were at B5 Plus in Mr. Takwane's facility, and we commissioned 3 separate factories at B5 Plus. And then again, last week, we were in Shama at the Industrial Enclave to commission the expanded ceramic tile factory, and then to cut sod for the expansion of the sanitary ware factory, and then to cut sod for the beginning of work on Ghana's first glass factory. When I say first glass factory, it means after Kwame Nkrumah's Aboso factory, which the last government came and sold as scrap, we now have a new glass factory about to come up so that we can cut down our importation of glass. And then this morning alone, we've gone to commission a calcium clay cement plant, which is using local clay and incorporating it into our cement production instead of using clinker. And so we commissioned that this morning, and then this afternoon here we are to commission a pasta processing plant. With regards to the pasta processing plant, of course, when I went to Singapore, I met the management of Olam, and they made us a promise that before the middle of this year, we will commission this plant. And I'm happy to know that even before the target date they gave us, we're here to commission the pasta processing plant. I want to thank Mr. Sonny Vegazi and his team for the wonderful work you are doing. And so let me acknowledge Nite Otu, the second paramount chief of Kpone traditional area, and your traditional council members. Let me acknowledge Elizabeth Ofosu-Ijari, our hardworking minister for trade and industry and agribusiness. Let me acknowledge our ministers of state who are here and our members of parliament, and all senior government officials, heads of regulatory and financial institutions. And indeed, we also have the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center here, the Chief Marketing Officer of Ghana's industry, and several other senior government officials. It's a pleasure for me to join you this afternoon to commission this pasta manufacturing facility established by Olam Agri Limited. Today's event addresses a matter that concerns every Ghanaian household: how we produce our food, generate sustainable jobs, and develop an economy that increasingly depends on local production rather than imports. For many years, Ghana has had the raw materials, the market, and the human capacity to produce much of what we consume.
Warriors here, this is gungulung 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 gung. This is Ghana News TV. The time is 6 o'clock. Let me follow Ghana.
So send this cafe amanoni aba Africa ha. You selem fine. Say ye fear wo pese won tono. You selem fine. E dan ya na say japade a wani da so a wo pese oto Africa ha no. You selem fine. So wo send this sika ama odofo e de aboa no Africa ha. You selem fine. Sanso e na say uti obi school fees ama no a. You selem fine. Yenti a make cancel lem fine ama on say utimi send this sika e fa lem fine so a e mani begu bank account mu. Sanso e na timi begu mobile money account mu. Eno achi nso no de bia lemfi e wo daily rate a e ma hu sika dodo a wo sende a wo benya lemfi e secured na wo send this car enche na nipa a wo sende ama no ne nsaka lemfi wo USA, Canada, UK, Italy, Germany, Ireland, Netherlands, Spain, Belgium, Portugal and France. When the lemfi send this car untu ahwe bomodi a dey use me code NEWS news na say any day they can register or lemfi so a unya bonus sanso and now use chance so a ye wo bonuses ahodo a ye de ma.
And yet too often value is added to these raw materials elsewhere while we import the finished product at a significantly higher cost. Facilities like this one we're commissioning today mark a conscious shift, moving from reliance to production and from missed opportunities to targeted industrial growth. When we discuss food production, we refer to issues that directly impact our citizens' daily lives. The prices families pay at the market and the shops, the pressure on household incomes, and the strain on our foreign exchange reserves. For decades, Ghana has depended heavily on imported processed food products, even when local production was capable of meeting demand. The results of this are clear: increasing import costs, pressure on our local currency, the cedi, and limited chances for domestic manufacturing to expand and create the jobs that our young people need. Many Ghanaians experience this daily on the shop shelves, in the prices we pay, and in the limited availability of locally processed alternatives. When production occurs elsewhere, the economic cost is ultimately borne by us here at home. Investments by companies committed to processing food locally are crucial for boosting national production capacity and creating jobs for our young people. Olam Agri has been operating in Ghana for 32 years. During this time, the company has broadened its activities from simple commodity trading to agro-processing and food manufacturing. Today, Olam's operations in Ghana include cocoa, cashew, grains, wheat milling, biscuits manufacturing, tomato processing, and other food products that are familiar to many Ghanaian households. These are investments that people encounter in their everyday lives. The company currently employs over 4,500 Ghanaians in its operations, both directly and indirectly, and it's a clear reflection of its long-term commitment to and partnership with the Ghanaian economy. It introduces modern processing capacity into Ghana's food industry. It creates jobs along the supply chain, from factory work to logistics and distribution, and decreases our dependence on imported pasta products. Most importantly, it guarantees that greater value stays within the Ghanaian economy. Put simply, this factory will enable more of what we consume to be produced locally. And as Mr. Vegaji said, I just broke some news to him. Earlier this week, I was visited by our scientists from the Crops Research Institute under the CSIR, Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. And they have made a breakthrough with wheat production. They have identified a variety that can grow very comfortably in Ghana. Wheat is normally thought to be a temperate crop. They've made a breakthrough. They've identified a variety. They've developed a variety that can be grown here locally. And in the test that they did with the wheat, the first test, they were able to harvest between 5 and 6 tons per hectare of wheat. And so I mentioned to our co-founder that we should let Olam get in touch with them as soon as possible so that we can see how to support them to integrate wheat production into this value chain of the pasta processing plant. Ladies and gentlemen, facilities of this nature generate benefits that go beyond the factory itself. They strengthen connections across the economy, linking farmers, transporters, technicians, and small businesses. They generate consistent demand for raw material and services. They help stabilize supply and prices and support the development of technical skills within our manufacturing sector. These are the tangible benefits resulting from ongoing agro-industrial investments. Under the Agriculture for Economic Transformation agenda, the government is working to modernize agriculture, expand agro-processing capacity, and ensure that economic growth results in jobs, incomes, particularly for our young men and women. The government's duty is to offer a stable policy environment, support essential infrastructure, and collaborate with investors who show seriousness and a long-term commitment to our country. Olam Agri's ongoing investment in Ghana aligns exactly with this national policy. But policies only matter when they lead to actual factories, real jobs, and tangible production on the ground. This factory is going to operate a shift system, and it qualifies under our 24-hour economy initiative. And I'm happy to inform the co-founder that we have passed the 24-hour economy authority bill, and the 24-hour economy initiative is becoming operational. I believe that Olam will be among the first industries to register. And among the incentives you are going to get include duty-free equipment imports. If you want to expand your factory, or you want to bring in new factory equipment to establish a new factory, you'll be allowed to bring it in duty-free. I heard at a point that Ghana is the second biggest eater of pasta in Africa. It's true because of our wache. Wache always goes with pasta, or as it's called in local parlance, talia. So I can understand that Ghana is the second largest eater, but I can't understand the country that was named as the biggest eater of pasta, Togo. And so I was whispering to the minister. I said, most of that pasta that is recorded as being eaten in Togo is actually being eaten in Ghana, because it comes across the Aflao border into Ghana. And so we need to look at those figures. Now that we have our own pasta factory here, we must make sure that cheap, imported, smuggled pasta is not brought in through our eastern border. Recently, we've banned the import of vegetable cooking oil after the incident with 18 trucks that were found smuggling vegetable cooking oil. We've added rice to the list. We've added tomato puree. How do they call it in Ghana? Tin tomatoes. We've added it to the list. We've added mackerel to the list. I'm going to tell the Minister of Finance to add pasta to the list. So looking ahead, this facility will not solve every challenge within our food sector. However, it represents an important and practical step forward. It demonstrates that It demonstrates what can be achieved when private investment aligns with national development priorities. Looking ahead, projects like this should build confidence among our local entrepreneurs, among farmers, and among investors considering Ghana as a place to produce and expand. Experience shows that countries make sustained progress when production becomes a regular part of economic life rather than the exception. And that is the direction we must continue to pursue. As I conclude, I wish to commend the management and staff of Olam Agri Ghana for this significant investment, especially the co-founder and group chairman. I also recognize the Ghanaian workers of Olam Agri, whose dedication will guarantee the ongoing success of this facility. I wish to also thank the traditional authorities for their continued support to the industries that have located here in the Kpone area. To all the businesses and communities connected to this factory, its long-term success will depend on your partnership and your participation. With the commissioning of this facility, Ghana takes another important step towards boosting local production, generating jobs for our citizens, and reinforcing the foundations of our national economy. It is therefore my honor and privilege to, at this juncture, officially declare the Olam Agri Ghana pasta manufacturing facility officially commissioned. I thank you, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you very much.
A better round of applause for His Excellency the President for that speech. We'd like to acknowledge some of our other functionaries here with us. Mr. President, we are very privileged to have the MC for Kpone Katamanso. He has the largest density of factories. Mr. Samuel T.K. Morton, let's acknowledge him with a round of applause. He has the most factories, but the most traffic as well. Hopefully, when the big push begins to make inroads in your constituency, it will open up. Did I hear an amen? Wonderful. Mr. President, the importance of this company means that a lot of banks are here. I'd like to acknowledge some of the bank CEOs, including the MD of EcoBank, Abena Osei Poku. If you are here, give us a wave. The MD of Zenith Bank, Henry Onwuzorigbo. The MD of Fidelity Bank, Julian Opuni. The MD of GCB Bank. Thank you very much indeed. And Minister for Tourism, as well as Minister for Employment, in attendance, our CEO, officially, the Olam Agri pasta plant inaugurated by Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Sunny. Thank you very much. After this, His Excellency and the team would continue to
right reception was it's all in 24. Yes, sir. But also funny is some more safer. But wow, because one many years one can only have a number, don't you have more?
Thank you so much. With those symbolic tree plantings, we'd like to thank His Excellency, and accompanied, of course, by His Minister of Trade, TRA Commissioner to the South. And we say a big thank you to the cultural troupe 83 for your majestic performance. Your kids, thank you for being here, Anthony Nkwelu, and all the team members. Thank you all much for being here. Please make sure you sample our pasta prepared on site hot. And let's get ready for the staff dinner as well. Thank you, Your Excellency, for being part of today's program. Honorable Clement Apak, Honorable John Dramani, thank you. Honorable Jivas Momashi, Honorable thank you. All our CEOs, our friends from the police, Your Excellency, thank you. Have a safe drive and have.
Let's go.
So send this cafe amanoni aba Africa ha Usulem fi say ye fear wo pese wo nto Usulem fi edan ya na say japade a wani da so a wo pese oto wa Africa ha no Usulem fi say wo send this sika ama odofo e de aboa no wo Africa ha Usulem fi sanso e na say wo tie obi school fees ama no a Usulem fi nyenti a make kanfo lem fi ama on say utimi send this sika e fa lem fi so a e ma ne begu bank account mu sanso e na timi begu mobile money account mu eno achi nso no de bia lemfi e wo daily rate a e ma hu sika dodo a wo sende a wo benya lemfi e ye secured na wo sende sika enche na nipa a wo sende ama no ne nsaka lemfi wo USA, Canada, UK, Italy, Germany, Ireland, Netherlands, Spain, Belgium, Portugal and France. What the lemfi sende sika untu ahwe bomodi a dey use me code NEWS news na say ene any day they can register or lemfi so a unya bonus sanso e na use chance so a ye wo bonuses ahodo a ye de ma
menu makwekwes asempa kania semenam na meti asempa na mo amane a na ma no keka me anyam bia wate ANS Trading Agency Limited nka se wo ka se door to door for no de na watwa esanse obie ne wa wo se wo ho sa door to door business nim wo nneoma wo UK a wo de ko Ghana ana se Germany a wo de ko Ghana 3 to 5 weeks e be kwa kodu nipa ne punu anu se try na de mo mo demonstration wo se adwuma de we mu ne se wo ho bo no e da from se boko ANS Trading Agency Limited e wo air freight special service and nneoma ne ye de be fa plane entintempa na akwa kodu obetima fa sa kwa we ya so de nneoma free Ghana akwa UK ana Germany FGG dem which na also agina ye na men drop bomb ANS Trading Agency Limited pe and a 40 footer any 20 footer container ye for UK ediko Ghana ana Germany ediko Ghana omo manuoma ye mere import o export o dem there for you omo Ghana na money 0249 170 423 UK has over free 0790 802 7527 Germany 09173 771 2733 Ubenya ANS Trading Agency Limited our West Croydon ANS Trading Agency Limited Quantum Brantem Wana Beboya Basso maybe next time in your fill up from the bebro